So I'm going to try changing the style of my content. Again, not because I'm quitting photography or abandoning what I've done previous. I'm still going to keep part of that, obviously, woven into what I'm doing. But I've realized something that's important, but I didn't do it alone. And this is where it gets interesting. Photography isn't the content. I was treating photography like it was my like gaming. If you look in the way beginning of this channel, that's what all of this stuff was. It was gaming, Call of Duty, live stream stuff, all of that stuff. That was the content, and I tried to take photography and make that the content. But the thing with gaming is that that's acceptable. You know, gaming is the sole focus. I'm pretty good at gaming. With photography, I'm very new. I'm a very, very new amateur, but I understand it. I just can't replicate it for myself. So photography isn't content, but it's a tool, if that makes sense. So content creation is kind of I'm trying to use it to help me structure my life and get me to do something besides just work, which for me is, I'm gonna be honest, it's a problem. It's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. I need to create that habit, that routine. It's what like keep me doing something and motivated instead of just work, repeat, right? I need it to help me get trips that I wanted to go on to. I need a reason to go. I can't just, for me, I can't just go on a trip or go outside or like grow, I guess is what I'm trying to say, without a reason. So I'm hoping I can, so I'm not gonna go, you know what? I'm gonna take a trip down to California or to Florida, whatever, right? Because I want to. I need a reason, right? That's just how my brain, it's just how I'm wired, it's how my brain works. So I want to try to say, okay, I'm going to take a trip to wherever and take my camera with me and get some content. And then if I have nothing else to do on this trip, or I'm going to plan out the trip, and then when I have nothing else to do on the trip, or it's slow, or I'm waiting to do something in my hotel room, I can do some editing. So I'm using the content, creating content. How do I put this? I'm going there for photography and to do something, which people should do something besides work. I know. For me, that's a hard fact. And I'm using the content as a motivation and a reason for me to actually do it. I'm pretty sure that makes sense. So photography is kind of like a way of expressing myself, getting out there, doing something. But it's a tool, right? It's not the whole identity of the channel, but it's woven very deeply into it. I'm pretty sure this makes sense, but I've also been thinking about it for like the last 36 hours, so I'm not sure if I've just convinced myself it makes sense. But I'm hoping people actually understand what I'm trying to I'm trying to say here. So basically, to summarize it, just in case this doesn't make sense, this channel is going to be about life, with photography being a large part of it, as well as just tech and gear. Because for me, I find shooting of the videos to be definitely entertaining and amusing, but I'm a nerd, right? I'm a nerd. That's why gaming has worked so well for me, because I enjoy setting it all up, editing it, putting it all together, and I love watching that upload bar go across on the YouTube screen, which when I first uploaded my first video to YouTube, that'd be like a 720p, 30 FPS video. It was probably a Call of Duty video, so roughly 12 minutes long. That would take like 2 hours to upload. Now I can upload like this video, and this is what, 4K, I think? Yeah, 4K 25 FPS. I can upload this in 5 minutes. And I actually don't, I don't know how long this is actually going to be, but my point being, it's changed so dramatically, and my style of YouTube didn't. So now my style of YouTube is. But like I said earlier, I didn't do this alone. So this is also something that didn't exist when I first started YouTube. I used ChatGPT to help me create this video, and if you ever see me looking that way, I'm looking at a very brief script outline that I actually had ChatGPT help me make, because I had an idea for this video, but looking into it, it wasn't going to work very well. So I used ChatGPT to kind of help me do this. This isn't sponsored or anything, obviously, but I'm trying to actually use the tools I have at my disposal instead of just focusing on my mind. I need to understand things a little bit more. I need to kind of something to help keep that structure. So ChatGPT, I laid pretty much everything I just said. Like, I tried gaming, I tried photography, it didn't work, blah, 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 blah. And ChatGPT broke it down for me and said, okay, try this. What about this? A lot of people actually go towards this. So I'm not even kidding. It was like 1 a.m. last night, this morning, whatever you want to call it. And I was scrolling through ChatGPT on my laptop. Like, oh, well, that would really work. Here, let me go to Amazon. Let me order one of these. And then, oh, it's Black Friday sale, so I can get actually another one of these too. So I was kind of, I'm investing, which I'm hoping will help keep me motivated to actually do this. Fingers crossed, see if that actually works. But when I put everything into the AI, it kind of tells like what motivates me, what content fits into my life, what will keep me going and repeatedly doing it without feeling like a chore or a task or a mission. Like what helps me actually want to and actually go through with creating the content. And I think that's what I've finally kind of done. In my last reiteration, like 6 months ago or whatever it was, that was pretty close, but I put photography as, like I said, the mainstream. So I'm pretty sure my vision has fixed that. I just need to follow through with it, right? Everything I tried to do, I didn't really have, this is not a magical world, right? I don't have the time and the energy to just do everything, all the things I want to. So I need to be realistic with myself. So like I said, I'm pretty sure I said already. You know what? Maybe I didn't actually say. Hold up. This is my second take, so I'm confusing the takes here. So again, something I need to work on. But I had a job that I worked for 10 years, right? And I've my entire life I've always worked bro, I think I said this already. I'm confused. I confused myself. So we're just gonna move on. So one of the biggest reasons I stopped uploading last time is that I had a huge change in my life that I needed to focus time into to progress. And that was for people that do know about trades or don't. Maybe you don't care, maybe you can look it up if you actually do care, but long story short, I had enough hours to actually become very close to getting being able to test for my journeyman's license. For those that don't know, I'm an electrician, right? So I was like, okay, I need to put time in this because this is my life, my future. This is a significant pay increase. This is a stepping stone that I need to get to, right, in my life. I need to get to this to further progress. So I put a lot of time into that because at the time I was still working my day job, my night job, and while trying to study for that. So that was difficult. And then I failed the first time. I was 7% off, which is about 7 to 8 questions. Just very unfortunate, but a lot of people fail it more than that, to be honest. I fail it a lot more. So then I went and I took a class. My company got me set up in a class I did at nights. I think it was once a week, I think. I think it was once a week. That helped me prepare for it, study for it with several other guys that were in my same position. And you have to wait a month. So I said, okay, I have a month. And besides my job, I am coming to this place to do this test. So I was busy like 3 to 4 nights a week instantly. And then I still had the weekends and I was still filling in at the other job on the weekends, on Sundays sometimes. So I was like, dude, like I don't even want to shoot content or even take my camera out because I am so tired. Like on Saturdays when I didn't have to work, or on Sundays when I didn't have to work too, I would just lay in bed and be like, yes, this is where I belong. Fast forwarding to that, I took the test again. It took me 6 hours, which is about all the time you're allocated to. And some people were just finishing up with me, and some guys were struggling and just trying to pencil in a few of the questions at the last minute. But I got it. So you need 70%, I got 80%, that's a W right there. And then I was like, sweet, okay, I don't need to study anymore. I got it. And then I was like, oh, I'll have time to do this again. So I started looking into, it was like, it's good weather, middle of summer. And then, well, because of that promotion, I got really busy all of a sudden. So I got to move, it's a big move up, big milestone in an electrician's career, right? Or any trades that are apprenticed, journeyman system type of thing, if you want to call it that, journey worker, whatever. And that was big, and that took a lot of time, And I don't drive my personal vehicle anymore, I have a van. Because my whole idea was to bring this camera I'm using now and the camera bag behind me, which is like right there. I was going to bring all of that with me in my bag, or in my car, right? In my camera bag, and then do it after I was done working and drive to wherever I want to go. But then I got a van. I was like, first off, I was like, I can't just be driving this van everywhere. This is not my vehicle. Second off, I was like, I have way too much stuff in here. And third of all, I don't even know if that's English, but we'll let that one slide. I just had too much going on. I was just like, yo, I just worked 9.5 hours. I was like, it's 90 degrees outside. I'm sweating. I was like, I need to go home, shower, and sit down. And then it took me a while. I'm not even gonna lie, like 2-3 months. And I was like, you know what? I said, the second job, it's really not worth my time anymore. But I've been there for 10 years. I'm one of the most longest tenured employees, the longest manager, like longest holding manager. And I was like, what do I do? You know, like that was such a big part of who I was. I mean, that helped shape me into who I am, shaped my career. The money I got from that channel or from that job helped create this channel with the gear here. This is my first computer came from there. Beginning of my photography ideas came from there. Drones. I mean, everything. I mean, truly everything. And 10 years working for pretty much the exact same boss almost the entire time, who had a very strong impact in my life as well. I mean, that was very, very hard to walk away from, and truly one of the hardest things I've ever done, because it's just such a big part of who I am, right? But now I have some extra time, and that's kind of where this YouTube thing comes in. Again, times 7 or so. I think that's roughly where we're at. Pretty much with the extra time, I want to be productive. I want to do something for myself for once. I haven't had very much time to do that my entire life. So I want to use this time to do that. I want to use YouTube as the reason to go outside, to go trips, to go into photography locations. That is what I want. That's what I'm hoping YouTube can be for me. I want YouTube to help I want YouTube to be like a guide and help me be a better person of myself, like a way to create content as a way of like a hobby, right? Like photography is for a lot of people is a hobby. Obviously, for some it's a job, but I want my main hobbies to be gaming, photography, and content creation. Very weird hobbies, but that pretty much fits with me. So pretty much if I need to make a YouTube video, I have to go outside or I have to grab the camera. Once I grab the camera or one of the cameras, whatever, I'll do it. I'll be improving then, and I'll be not only improving the content that I create, but I'll be feeling like a sense of accomplishment, and I'll keep improving better content. And then all of a sudden, maybe instead of like this, this is almost 17 minutes of just raw footage because I have all the cuts and everything. So maybe next time I have to shoot something like this, will be 10 minutes of editing, or 10 minutes to edit down, shorter video, more to the point, more direct, because I need to work on that practice, that experience is what is going to be most important to me now, and I need to work on that. So obviously I'm not going to promise anything crazy, actually I'm not going to promise anything actually, because it's never worked for me well in the past, but I wanted to get this out here just to say, like, I'm doing this. You know, I've changed it again, and I'm mainly uploading this for myself to hold myself accountable. So when I go to my channel and click videos in 3 days, I can say, uploaded 24 hours ago. Okay, what's next, you know? So the only struggle now is that it's 20 degrees outside. It's going to be snowing in like 12 hours probably, and it's very difficult to do photography in the winter. So that's kind of where I'm hoping the lifestyle theme kind of plays into a little bit more, and maybe that helps me. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm hoping well, and worst come to worst, I don't do anything, which is, I'm very good at that when it comes to YouTube. And maybe that helps play into the story a little bit. I don't know, because I feel like YouTube is more of a video book, right? That's kind of what I want it to be. I want it to be for personal reflection, but also to see the progress bar go up, like a video game, right? I want to see the XP bar climb. If you're still here, thank you very much. I don't know where this is going to go, but it's a direction I need. It's something I need, and I'm hoping it goes somewhere. But I know it's not going to go anywhere unless I do something. So right now what you are watching is step 1. And I know for a fact you're going to watch it because I'm going to put it on my laptop right now and edit it. So thank you. So yeah, let's try this again.